Nobody that I know of in my field uses the so-called scientific method. In our field, it's by the seat of your pants. It's leaps of logic. It's guesswork.
You don't see the curvature of the earth. That stuff is flat.
Piecing up the puzzle, need to bust your bubble. Evil gonna crumble, yeah? Sit down and be humble. Got the ball, you gotta fumble. You'll get mad, cause at this fight involves your uncle.
And then they call me the liar. I mean, it's absolutely unbelievable the pathetic techniques that they have to use to prove their heliocentric model.
Vibes at the president, Jaren got the evidence. Arrows laying Jesuits and Zachar is evident. Dead to earth electric and it's residential residence. It's heavens and I hope to settle in like some sediment. If we so wrong, why they lying to discredit it? That's not too intelligent. That's a guy, not an in court, but we ain't really in the settlement. It's time to awaken from the pseudoscience sedatives.
Blockbusters taking over. Bye bye moon man and rover. NASA so mediocre. Sorry, but your ball is dead. But your ball is. Blockbusters taking over. Gotta ride this roller coaster. But the truth is getting closer. Sorry, but your ball is dead. But your ball is.
Inner World Productions.
Inner World Productions. It's kind of my favorite song by you. Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't like any song I've ever recorded. So let me see this. That's a very profound comment. Sextants prove a globe Earth. That's crazy, man, because they assume horizontal for thousands of miles. And the very first step to use a sextant, which for those of you at home that don't know, is used for celestial navigation. And as you're utilizing this for navigation, typically on the sea, of course, you assume a horizontal, and the initial step is that you get an elevation angle. That was kind of redundant, though, because to actually get an elevation angle, you need a horizontal. I know, it's very, very profound. Very profound. What's up, everybody? I still loving the field. Oh, thank. Good to see you, brother. Shout out to my boy Jose. What a legend. All right. So since the boomers don't like when I rap to start the stream, I decided the most logical thing to do would be to rap when I start the stream. I'm going to show you guys my internet speed too, because everything starts lagging out. Hey, yeah, I can feel it building. It's all good. Pressure made me end up killing. What? Yeah, I can feel it building. But pressure about to make me kill it. What's up with all these buildings? Wonder how they built it. Wonder who built them. They up in their feelings. What? Yeah, we tested the surface. And that's just of the earth that isn't curving. That's for certain. How we know what we've been searching. They look nervous. About to action like a verb. It's all the famous swerve it. Lanes emerging. Yeah. Lanes emerging, but the lames emerging. Hey, yeah, got a different purpose. I can see them lurking. I can see them searching. Yeah, they in Suburbans and they blacked out. We be always swerving to the background. Trying to paint the picture, they can't see the background. Tell them back down. I can't back down. For the day I back out, I would pull the strap out, act out, black out. Gone for a minute, they tripping, I'm back now. How dare you? All right, so good enough. We're gonna get right into it. I don't have much time today. What's up, Familia? So we'll get to where, like, what I'm gonna do. Like, I hear someone saying, like, where I'm from, freestyles are look, here's the deal, man. I don't ever write anything down. So I forget 99% of anything that's super witty and dope metaphors, all that. For me, freestyling is like just in the moment. Sometimes things I've thought of, rhymes I've thought of do pop up to keep it pushing, and I get it. And that's why the best way to really make the freestyle happen is to have people like say words. Either you rhyme with the word or you rhyme off the idea of the word in the moment. But I don't. It's not really that there's a lag. It's just people kind of freeze. People freeze up to say the word. Ironically, when like you're the one that has all the pressure to make the word rhyme, people freeze up with the words. So hopefully in the future we'll get to where you'll just play the words. But anyway, so we're gonna remove this. I do want to show you guys this pretty funny video. Today's stream is called Rebirth, and it's of course about a lot of things. Actually, I'm not going to fully get away, but we definitely have gravy in the stream today. I do have to keep it kind of short, and I have been super busy. That's why you guys haven't seen me. All horizontals are parallel. I see you, man. American Silver Patriot, thank you for the super chat. And yeah, parallel is a relative word, but yeah. Okay, so let me share. This is a pretty funny little video. So if you don't know, Kai and I are getting married. And I thought that this was pretty hilarious. So we're getting married and we're having a little meetup on the equinox, the vernal equinox, spring equinox. But here's a funny video. I thought it was pretty funny. Oh, how dare you, Austin? How dare you?
Are you excited to get married? I'm excited.
Oh, that was super funny. I'm excited. So yeah, cool story. Should be cool. We're doing that Friday, and then everyone's gonna hang out. Sunday, I haven't told tons of people, but I'm super chill. Anyone that knows me in real life knows I'm a real like let it happen kind of person. I'm more reactive, you know, so I'm just kind of here. But this is where I'll show you guys where we're gonna meet up Sunday around mid-afternoon, 3-ish. 3-ish, because it's the only time we can. We're so packed with everything, making all the families work, etc. But this is where the meetup will be. So any flat earthers want to come hang out, we're just celebrating that we got married and just hanging out with like-minded people. You know the deal. But this will be the location. It's called Shabbat Palm. It's a beach bar in Fort Myers. So there's the address right there, 1400 Estero Boulevard, Fort Myers Beach. Yep, we'll be hanging there around 3 Sunday, the 20th, also the vernal equinox. So, you know, come hang out. Should be fun. We're going to, you know, they got food, they got drinks. It simplified it for us. We got too much going on to really do all that. So there you go. Sabal Palm. If you want to come hang out, should be fun. You know, we're just nothing serious. Few hours, hang out. I do know that I haven't said too much. Honestly, tact in a way, I don't want people to feel obligated to drive like hours and hours and hours when we're not going to have that long to hang out. We'll have a few hours to hang out. We can all hang out, but no, it's not going to be like an 8 in the morning to 8 at night thing, you know, or anything like that. We're like packed with everything we got to do. So if you want to hang out, it should be cool. And that actually kind of ties into the name of the stream, which is Rebirth, because what is that referencing when I say it? Of course, Jaren and I were actually talking recently, and it's a really good description of a very pivotal aspect of life or of growth in life. It's the moment that you actually fully comprehend and realize the error in your prior ways and choose to change it. And religions have all their fancy ways to describe it, but the creator is kind of, for one, a piece of the creator's within you, and that's your consciousness. And as you begin to grow up, you start to more honestly acknowledge that consciousness that's always been in there. So, and that's I think that's probably the biggest part of all of it is that you've had it in you the entire time. But of course, it being in you doesn't in any way like equivocate you and the creator. That's really dumb, actually. That doesn't even make sense. So the video was like, if you and Kai grew up next to a nuclear power plant, but I guess nuclear, I can't even see it yet. But I guess nuclear radiation is fake. Congrats and blessings on the wedding. Thank you, Infinity Split to 456 for super chats. Nuclear energy is nothing more than steam power. So here, I want to get into the gravy. We're 10 minutes in. There, anybody send any donations? I will read them off. Shout out to all the legends on Rockfin. I think we're rocking over there. We are. Cool. I'm going to try to breeze through a whole bunch of stuff because I want to talk to you about a bunch of stuff, but I don't have much time. Anyway, so where we're going to start is Rebirth is the time of the year. We're at the time of the year where everything begins to be reborn. Like, it's the rebirth of the year. It's the rebirth of life, rebirth of plants. Again, I'm definitely probably going to talk fast in the stream. I do understand the argument that people are like, I don't really trust people that talk fast because they're usually trying to lie or hide things or be fake or something. I get it. There's a middle ground there. I'm just going to get the real information across to you fast, efficiently, because that's how, take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. If you don't have discernment, you shouldn't be here. I don't know how you would have found this place, to be honest. And I invite you to hang out here, but it's going to be a very uncomfortable experience if rapid truth downloads are, something that you don't rock out with. Let's go. So we're going to start with this video. So what is the equinox? Let's just watch it, and we're obviously going to have to narrate this, and we're going to put equinox is a big deal spiritually. It's one of the biggest lies that was hidden from you. The very pattern of the cycle of the sky and everything that it means, the energies within the energies and how they tie to you is the biggest lie of everything. Let me come real fast. It's the biggest lie of everything. You live within an electromagnetic field, which you actually kind of covered a couple of streams ago. And then there's energy. That's an energy field. You're encompassed within that. Many of the flat earthers won't even acknowledge it, which means their deception still worked exactly the same for the exact same purposes, which is so that you do not understand the energy around you, the power that you have within it, the power you are within that energy system, more specifically, and the cycle that the sky is. The cyclical energy of the sky can actually be utilized to better understand your purpose effectively. And yeah, they took that away, and then utilizing the understanding and interpretation of the sky without you understanding even the basics have given them an advantage, not as if they are some way superior, as they would say. But anyway, I gotta find the actual video though. Here it is. All right, let's check it out.
Twice a year, day and night fall into balance, lasting for nearly equal lengths. Known as equinoxes, Latin for equal night, they occur in March and September, and along with solstices, mark the changing of seasons as Earth travels around the sun. Astronomers like to describe the equinox within the conceptual celestial sphere.
Okay, real fast. YouTube, fall back. No one cares. It's way past your time. You told everyone to go get genetically modified, and now they have AIDS. They have AIDS, and everyone that told them you might get AIDS, you wouldn't let them say that, and now they literally have AIDS. You're a little past the point of censoring us. Fall back. I'm sorry if National Geographic doesn't like the fact that their cartoons are fake. Educational purposes, let's go.
Twice a year, day and night fall into balance, lasting for nearly equal lengths. Known as equinoxes, Latin for equal night, they occur in March and September, and along with solstices, mark the changing of seasons as Earth travels around the sun.
Okay, of course, the Earth doesn't travel around the sun because that's really dumb. And the Earth doesn't move like you've always observed it. And the sun moves in the sky also like you've always observed it. And in fact, the only way that you can utilize the understanding of the movement of the sun to do anything ever, practically anything, any military technology you can name, utilizes that understanding. So when they say celestial sphere, how much of a lie is that? Because the Earth is flat, we have a celestial sphere effectively with the toroid of electromagnetic energy the Earth is encompassed within. This cartoon right here is shown to adults in 2022, and they still think somehow it resembles reality or holds some type of weight in the conversation of reality. It's a cartoon, bro. Let it go. We're going to move on because this is one of the biggest secrets, more so, basic understandings that are kept in the little secret grabbler clubs that you don't know about. And so I'm just trying to help you out. If it's making you upset, stop watching porn.
Astronomers like to describe the equinox within the conceptual celestial sphere. Here, the heavens are projected around the Earth like an enormous planetarium.
The planetariums that have literal domes over top of the people that sit on the flat surface beneath them. There's no way that the Earth could have a dome or be flat because of the sky. Yet the only way we can replicate the sky is that people stand on a flat surface with a dome above them.
Otto is bisected by the celestial equator, a projection of Earth's own equator.
Which also debunks their idea of heliocentrism and random placement of the Earth because of equal dispersal of energy relative to the Earth as the central point. And that's why they called it the axis of evil when they did the cosmic microwave background test. But I digress.
The equinox occurs at the point at which the sun's path, or ecliptic.
That's a cartoon for those of you just listening. They're showing us a literal cartoon of the sun, and now we are supposed to be enlightened as to the scientific facts of this Earth.
Crosses the celestial equator. In spring, it is known as the vernal equinox, and in fall, the autumnal equinox.
Which equinox, meaning equal nights, of course, like he said, I think. So it just means equal day and night.
The other two seasonal points on the sun's path are the two solstices. In the northern hemisphere, the summer solstice marks the longest day of the year, while the winter solstice marks the shortest.
And the Georgia Guidestones will tell you exactly which one of those are occurring every single year.
The seasonal aligning of the sun has been more than just a unique celestial event for humankind throughout history. Ancient sites like Stonehenge in England and Machu Picchu in Peru have well-documented solar alignments during the solstices. Similarly, the equinoxes have been associated with some amazing man-made phenomena. In the ancient Maya city of Chichen Itza, the Great Pyramid known as El Castillo is oriented along cardinal axes.
Of course it is, because they knew where they lived. That is literally the simplicity of the big secret, and 80% of flat earthers are missing it. That's right. That's right.
During the equinoxes, shadows cast by the railings create the illusion of a writhing serpent body descending the northern steps where it joins the carved serpent's head at the base of the stairway. The cultural significance of the fall equinox, changing of seasons, continues today, especially in the northern hemisphere, where the autumnal equinox occurs around harvest season. In fact, the full moon nearest the autumnal equinox is commonly referred to as the harvest moon. In China and other Asian countries, this time is celebrated with the Mid-Autumnal Festival. The origins are linked to the birth of the moon goddess, and festival traditions revolve around families with reunions and feasts. And
that dude looked like I did a few days ago. So what's up with worshiping the sky? Isn't that weird? I thought this was science. And if you guys don't know, which I'm sure you don't, and I'll cover briefly in a second, let's just say the federal government's going to have to think about this here soon as well.
Special moon gates. In Jewish culture, thanks for the harvest is given during the week-long Feast of the Tabernacles, or Sukkot. Families eat meals in temporary shelters outside, recalling the Israelites' days in the wilderness after the exodus from Egypt.
Were the Israelites people that gave subversive interest loans to everyone and supported both sides of the war financially for all recorded modern history? I'm sorry. I must have got some people confused. I apologize. That was probably me being anti-Mediterranean language, though. My favorite language is Hebrew, but I'm anti-Mediterranean language. It totally checks out. Okay, moving on. So you heard the nonsense about what they say is going on. And of course, here's what really goes on. And this is from some stupid little website that thinks the Earth's a globe. If you look here, you will actually see the depiction of the sky and what the sun does throughout the year. Yep. Look at that. It's almost as if it has different layers to a dome-like structure. This is so weird. Why does the sun move like that? I can't think of one single reason other than the only logical explanation would be that the Earth is tilted and wobbling and spinning while the sun sits there. And as it is tilted, wobbling, spinning, it moves around the sun that just sits there. Well, it doesn't actually sit there, though, just relative to us, because it's going 500,000 miles per hour through space, dragging us with it. But we always see the same stars because it's all relative. And, yeah, so when all that happens, like when you're falling backwards during a sunset, it makes it look like the sun is doing these perfect arcing lines that make different layers of a dome throughout the year. It's really crazy how it works. It's just an optical illusion, though, right? Because if you trust your senses, that would be nonsense, right? Okay, so this is why it's important when it comes to the elite esoteric knowledge that they've hid from you. And this is some gravy. This is definitely some gravy. So let's check it out. Wow. Okay. So Skull and Bones, their number is 322. Of course, this creepy little Grabbler group where they do super weird sodomite rituals and jack off and coffins, and just they're a bunch of weirdos. Okay, but anyway, here they are. In fact, what I should show you is I spelled it wrong. Hey, I spelled it wrong. All right, I'm gonna show you this first. Oh my goodness. Of course, it's not gonna pop right up.
Zelle was a part of it.
Well, there's a famous interview where he's actually asked about it. This is it.
Symbolism bestaat 172 jaar, leven al 3 presidenten en de leden zwijgen als een graf over.
I wish there were something secret I could manifest.
Bush weigerde
let's hear him talk
treedt
about.
daarmee in de voetsporen van zijn vader, zijn oom en zijn opa. Zijn rivaal, democratisch presidentskandidaat John Kerry, wordt 2 jaar eerder lid. Zowel Kerry als Bush weigeren in te gaan op de geheime studentenvereniging.
You both were members of Skull and Bones, a secret society at Yale. What does that tell us?
Not much, because it's a secret.
Is there a secret handshake? Is there a secret code?
I wish there were something secret I could manifest.
322, a secret number?
There are all kinds of secrets, Tim.
You were both in Skull and Bones, the secret society.
It's so secret we can't talk about it.
What does that mean for America? The conspiracy theorists are going to go
I'm
wild.
sure they are. I don't know. I haven't seen the web.
Number 322.
2 members of Skull and Bones look like they're going to be facing off against each other for the presidency. Skull and Bones is extremely powerful. It wields enormous influence in this country, and it always has. It has influenced foreign policy.
Okay, you guys get it. So we're gonna go back over here. Okay, so here are some pictures of these creepy little losers. And what you will notice is in all these pictures that we're about to look at, right, they have a similar setup, right? And you see them crossing their legs, obviously emasculated very recently prior to this picture. And then we have our little table with the skull and bones, right? Sorry about the ice machine in the back. So you see a reoccurring theme here, right? The same setup. And I'm wondering if anyone in the chat's going to spot where I'm going with this. I actually want to see. You see all these pictures, man. And these are not all the same picture. They just take the same pictures. So who are all these people? And why do they always take this picture? What does the picture mean, though? Right? Like, why are all the pictures the same? You see these two right here? Bang, 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 bang. Does anyone know? Let's see if the chat's saying anything. Shout out to my boy Rico. Everyone focus prayer at Mr. Anderson and his father. Absolutely. I agree. And dude, come out here, dude, and we'll figure something out, bro. We'll walk in there with affidavits. I'll go with you. For real. I'll go in there with you with affidavits, bro. Compass and square. Not bad. 13 bloodlines. No. Think about what we're talking about. Okay. Because it's in plain sight. It's in plain sight. In all these pictures. Well, most of the pictures, actually. I don't see it in this picture. Okay. Here's the point, guys. They always stand in front of a clock. Okay? Like Mr. Anderson said, you got the square and compass within the cross itself. Okay. But this is very important. This is some gravy. So they sit in front of a clock. They reference the square and the compass. Okay. And their number is 322. Okay, let's check this out. Now this year it is the 20th. It's not actually, it's totally changing what it showed me earlier. So anyway, everyone knows that the equinox either happens on the 20th, the 21st, or the 22nd every year, right? So the latest it can happen is 322. Now that is why that is their number. And they're in front of the clock with the square and compass symbolism. Because it's about the sky clock. 322 is the vernal equinox, the spring equinox, when the year begins again. And that's what the skull represents, the death of that year. And then 322 is the new year. They picked the number 322 because it's the only number you could pick and consistently be accurate, right? Like that's the latest date that it can be. So that's the latest that the new year will begin. This is literally a bunch of people understanding, and most of them probably don't fully understand even that the Earth's geocentric and stationary at this point when they're college students and stuff like that. They just understand it's super important to understand the cycle of what happens on the Earth in the sky around the Earth. Okay, so and think about this. Then shout out to Latter-day Saints whenever he was talking to me about this, and he said, you know, that's the real New Year, and every year when people are celebrating New Year's Eve, they count down and they say 3, 2, 1, New Year, Happy New Year. That's because 321 is the number before the new year. It's the number, it's the day before 322, the new year. They did not randomly pick the number out. 3 times 22 is 66. Yeah, but the reason the number is 322, again, it's because of the equinox, man. That's what the death represents. Okay, it's the rebirth every year. Life begins to grow again. It's the rebirth. It's the new year. Okay, and so, well, prior to the birth, there's the death because the year ends. So you have it all encompassed in the logo, the death of the year, which I would assume this actually comes with these metaphysical plans where they're really into doing crazy stuff in the winter. And they'll definitely act all out leading up to these final days, typically. Now, there's no telling what they do behind the scenes, and how would we even know? I mean, let's be real. But the reason this is important is because the way that Masonry is set up, they do not tell you the secrets, bro. They don't tell you the secrets, bro. The way you become like a real head honcho in Freemasonry is to put together the secrets. That means you pass the tests, and now you maybe can be brought all the way up. Why would they tell everyone? That's why they have people running around all over the internet, all over the real world with license plates and rings and necklaces and shirts and all this nonsense, because they don't understand it. Perfect. That's what they want. Okay. But the whole time when they made these pledges and these oaths to the idea of 322, the idea to time, which is how it was sold to them as Father Time, as this profound metaphysical sentiment. And that's how they sell all of the truths to them. Just these profound understandings that most common men overlook. But actually, it is never as simple as these vague recollections of profound ideas, right? It's hyper-specific points that give you power. But the people have to put together what it is. And so if you just are some stupid little weirdo and you go jump in a coffin and jack off and say all your things and you're like 322 skull and bones, I'm special, that doesn't mean you understand it, but it was written specifically, bro. And if you think that 322 is coincidentally the final day that the vernal equinox happens every year, and what that is equal day and night. What that means is it is the time of the year that the earth establishes complete equilibrium, and it happens twice a year. That's what the yin and yang's about. The yin and yang, right, is showing you a reciprocation of energy, right, a process of seeking equilibrium. The equinox has the equilibrium. Literally, the day and night are the same. They're the same. Perfect equilibrium, okay? Because the earth is basically a capacitor. It's just an energy machine, and it goes through a process of seeking equilibrium. And that's why we have periodic meteor showers or electrical discharges. Hey, man, please pray for me and my family. We are struggling and facing the possibility of being homeless. FE for life. Thank you for super chat. And all right, bro, will do, man. Anyone that maybe knows him in real life, want to let me know how I could maybe try to help him. But yeah, I'll try to remember to pray for you, man. Just trust the Father, bro. Like I look at difficult times now as a blessing in disguise, because testing your faith is usually to reward you as long as you pass the test. I'm just some dude, though, you know. But yeah, much love, brother. Don't stress. I've been there. Let the Glovers tell it. I'm still there. If you want to email me, I don't know if there's any specific things as to way I could help, unless there's some type of legal thing going on. And also, I want to show you guys this. Guys, I'm just letting you know the clock is because it's about the sky clock, and it's about the perfect equilibrium, yin yang of the earth. Happens every single year at the equinoxes. The most important equinox, though, is the spring equinox, the vernal equinox, because that's the rebirth of the year. That's the new year. That's why it's called March, because people began to march on their enemies for the god of war called Mars in the beginning of spring, because that's when it was warm enough to do so. So that's actually the only time they even counted days back then, because really, initially, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Shabbat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Shabbat. But then they named them after all these creepy people that revered these creepy little Nephilim hybrid deity pantheon, gods. And so then they changed it all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Shabbat. That's how it is. And just so you know, just like how they know whenever it's the sun going around the earth, whenever they do their ritual, if you actually pass the test, there are a lot of dumb Masons. I don't care. There are dumb flat earthers. There are dumb everything. Okay. Like it doesn't, there are ignorant people in every aspect of life. That doesn't matter though. Like the core principle, if you want to understand the Gnostic esoteric principle behind it, understand there's important truths, but utilize it for good as opposed to evil, malevolent, subversive little grabbler tactics, then the first step to it is to understand it. And clearly what it is that they don't want you to know is the energy around you and the cycle within it, and how, again, that's why they go around the earth in their little ritual. Okay. And so they understand that there's this perfect balance, and then the year begins, life begins again. And like what I was saying was with Shabbat, for example. Now they do not follow like the Father, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, Austin says Shabbat and Father. This dude's such a religious zealot. He's in a cult." Dude, I'm so anti-religion, it's laughable. I should write a book on how to be anti-religion. I can shred religion more effectively than anyone in the chat. All the people that act like I'm so religious, I can literally sell a better argument about why religion's bad. So miss me with that. I agree. Cool, bro. You'll get there or you won't. You know, like getting there is just not that I'm there where I know everything. It's just being smart enough, more so honest enough. Nothing to do with intelligence. Being honest enough, humble enough to admit you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's been super lied about, but that is the core truth of everything that they're scared to tell you about. Anyway, so they do not follow Shabbat because they care about the creator or revering him or being respectful. No, they understand natural law. They understand the battery system that is the earth made by the creator that they know exists. They just disregard as if somehow they have the ability to make their decisions are superior to him. And they do have the ability to make their own decisions, by the way. Of course, obviously, look at the world. So anyway, they do not work on Shabbat. That's the party day. That's when they have a party. They have a festival, right? And so they cheer all their pagan gods, do all this crazy sunken in depravity nonsense, and they just spit in the face of the holiness, the set apart idea of Shabbat, which is really simple. Your body's a battery like the earth that you live in. It has a cycle, and it needs to rest once a week. But anyway, the point I'm bringing this up for, and it's not to preach or anything, most people, they don't start working again till Monday. That's the trick. They know that you immediately work on Sunday. That's the first day. In fact, it can be argued that the productivity of that day is crucial to the progress of the rest of the week, metaphysically intrinsically tied to the natural world, which would mean natural law. Because they know that there is a etheric background. Some of them are dumb, but the actual knowledge set itself acknowledges that there's a background. Okay, but it's natural law, the perceivable vibration of the etheric background that is the material world operating within that, right, is exactly how you can accomplish different things. Because if you understand that you are reciprocated and imprinted within this background effectively, you can utilize reciprocation. I'm not trying to get too off in the weeds or say too many words. I hope you guys are understanding what I'm saying. But overall, the idea is they understand the cycle, the energy within, and how it ties to your body, your actions, your intentions, your productivity, your future success, your power, your literal power, your intelligence, your enlightenment, your understanding, your wisdom, your discernment, everything. And of course, and that's why we're given Moadim. That's why we're given appointments at certain times, because those are certain times within this clock, bro. Within this crazy clock where we find something underneath the ocean that just tells us about the clock, and we're blown away, can't understand it, can't replicate it, think it was stupid till we get proven wrong again and again and again and again and again and again. And from thousands of years ago, we still don't understand. Dude, you think you understand the sky? We don't even understand what they understood on how to show how the sky works in a cycle, not show how it works, just accurately describe the cycle. We don't even understand it. We don't understand it. It is the biggest lie. It is the lie. So, and that's another thing too. They have the flat earthers just being like, why are you talking about the sky so much? The sky is what's important. You have to understand the truth about the earth to start to fully understand the sky. That is the main thing they hid from you, was the sky and the energy field that you're encompassed within, the celestial sphere of energy, and more specifically, the electromagnetic field, the toroid of magnetic energy. Dude, it's just a bigger version of what you have. You are a mini version of the earth, right? They know a lot of these things, and when I say they, it's not even most of the group. I've talked to a lot of Masons. I've talked to Masons that know big truth and Masons that don't, and they're all pretty easy to like mislead. Let me get those up here. I knew you were a Mason. You've talked to Masons? Yes, I've talked to Masons, and I told them I think their club is weird. I think it's weird. Would you like to join? No. Why'd you ask me what my blood type is? You're a weirdo. Why does that matter? So, but anyway, I've had a lot of Masons admit a lot of stuff to me, and it's like out of respect for them, I don't say it, because it's nothing like super crazy. It's stuff I already knew. It's just them confirming things I already know and say. If they told me something crazy, then I would have to probably say it, and maybe I don't know, but maybe I would die. And then you'd be like, oh, well, now we know what the Masons are up to. They took us now. Do the stars travel in a torus shape? I would say, yeah, like the perceivable stars don't go in the full idea of a toroid as in they disappear, but they're moving within that toroid. There's a toroid and it moves. So like toroid, okay, now we're going to come over on top of it and we're going to move it. It's still a toroid, but it's moving. The stars are within that. Now, as to the specific elevations, I don't know. I think that there may be like a level and the planets are a little lower, the planets. But they move within the toroid. Absolutely. I get it from all angles, man. I'm tired of flat earth. I'm tired of flat earthers not talking about. Cool story, bro. Oh man, geometric. We know. What's the big truth there? What's the big truth about the earth? What are they hiding, bro? Doesn't matter. For 5 years, I want to say the same thing. Okay, but what's the big truth? The big truth is that there's an electromagnetic field. Magnetism is everything. You are magnetism. Matter is nothing more than a certain vibration of the ether. Matter, the material world, the perceivable material world, is the ether in a certain vibrational spectrum. You can only see the material world with your naked eye. Okay? Now, light comes glimpses within that vibrational spectrum that can be perceived with naked eye, because light is the ether excited in such a way it becomes perceivable illumination. The matter itself is the ether. You are a part of the all-encompassing glue or spirit of everything. The creator is the glue. The creator is not you. You are not equivalent to the creator. The background medium is not the limited confinement of the creator, but it is an aspect of. And once you understand, these are the profound things they knew back then. You wouldn't have been allowed to sit at the table with the real profound people, which we probably don't know their names, and you never would. It doesn't matter. When these people that built these buildings we've been lied to about, you would not be allowed to sit at the table if you didn't understand some of these basic truths. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to get to. Dude, it blows my mind that there are people that have known the earth is flat for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years, been online talking about it, debating it almost daily for almost as many years. And they don't want to acknowledge the background medium. And they don't want to acknowledge the electromagnetic field, or the reason that's how we navigate, or that's how the sky moves, or that's why we have the magnetic flux that we do, or the weather patterns that we do, everything. It's really baffling. And I will say this, it's the same thing with how do you know there's a container on the earth? Flat earthers. Hey, flat earthers, how do you know there's a container on the earth? Because the necessary antecedent to gas pressure is a container. Have you ever touched the container? Have you ever bottled the container up? Hey, what exactly is the container made of? Do you know how big it is? Where's the container start? Have you ever seen the container? How high is the container? How many layers is the container? Do you know the composition of the container, though? You don't know any of that. We know we have gas pressure. The necessary antecedent to gas pressure is a container, as intrinsically the definition of gas pressure is the energy or force exerted on the walls of a container. And not that reality is confined to definition. No, that's just literally what gas pressure is. So that's what we know, is that the antecedent requires a container. Okay. The antecedent to propagation is a medium. So whenever you tell a glober the antecedent to gas pressure is a container and they say, no, you say, okay, can you show me a demonstration of gas pressure without a container? Of course they cannot. Can you show me a demonstration of propagation without a medium? That's what propagation is, man. Propagation is movement in said medium. That's what it is. Okay, so the necessary antecedent to propagation is the medium in which it's propagating. So when we have propagation without air, even though there's no such thing as a perfect vacuum, you can get the air particles out of the way and you know it's not actually relaying the light. You know that. It's doesn't have to be a perfect vacuum to know that there isn't a medium there of air to move the light. If the light works better, what's the light propagating through? And the truth of the matter is, light doesn't travel. And people, when I do this, people are like, "Oh, propagate travels." No, propagate just meaning it's a type of movement. It's a waving movement, and we perceive the illumination. That's it. It's like as the energy excites, we just see the illumination from where the energy is introduced to the place in which it's finally prohibited, whatever it is. So they understand these things. They understand that like everything is energy, everything is vibration. And so when you get to a point in the earth, so everything is vibration, which means everything's about equilibrium. What you say does have a consequence. What you think, what you do, your intentions, the reason that you turn down money or accept money, the reason you do things, the monetary decisions you make, the malevolent, subversive actions you take to try to make money, because almost everything is about the love of money nowadays. That's why everyone's evil. So if you start to understand that there's a reciprocation of the energy, what does that mean? What does reciprocation mean? It's equalizing. Everything's about equalizing. There's a moment on the earth where it's established equilibrium. And when it establishes equilibrium, we have equal day and night. One of these two times this happens is the rebirth of the new year for the northern hemisphere. Okay? They know that. And so that's what the number's about. And I think it's important to know that. So anyway, and we're hanging out on the vernal equinox, which is why I decided to tie this all together. Like, we're hanging out on the vernal equinox. It's a beautiful time of the year. And you can start to tell, like, look, the life's coming back. You know that the year just begun. You know it. You know intuitively. No, the year begun in the 10th month. No, in the 12th month, that's called Dese, which means 10th. And it's in the winter when everything's dead. Or the year begins like it has for all recorded history in the spring at the vernal equinox. If you Google it, like it starts in March. No. Dude, equilibrium, new year. The creator didn't try to trick you. The creator just showed you. Dude, you live in an amazing place. You'll never fully understand it. But here, look at this pine cone. It's pretty much what it is. You'll get it one day. Anyway, during this pine cone, what you establish is equilibrium, right? Because I built a system for you because I love you. And I didn't want to just give you some cookie cutter algorithm where you can't mess up. I want you to be free and enjoy life and discover it. And in fact, half of the fulfillment and happiness of life is discovery of the truth and the beauty and majestic nature of what is around you, right? It's actually the process of you figuring it out. And I love you. I want you to figure it out. I built you this system. And you're not going to fully understand how it works. And some things had to go on behind the scenes for me to make it work. It's pretty complicated to your carnal mind. But just trust, one day, if you are doing what's right, you will understand it. Either way, here, it's all in front of you. Just know it's all about equilibrium. Oh, it's so complicated. We probably need a whole blackboard of equations. No, you don't. It's sad, though, because math would just solidify the true nature of the earth if properly utilized. But anyway. So that's what this is all about. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is all about 322 March 22nd. That's the final day. If you Google it, which it didn't work on this, I don't know if they changed it or just whatever, but it's always the 20th, 21st, or 22nd. 22nd is the last day. It will always happen before the end of the 22nd. That's why they picked that date. The reason that death is involved is because it's esoteric, bro. It's esoteric. Late dawn. Well, here's the recap. Skull and Bones number is 322 because it's March 22nd, which is the final day each year of the vernal equinox or the spring equinox, which is when there's equal day and night. That's what it's about. The Skull and Bones represents death because the vernal equinox represents a rebirth of the year, right? That's when everything begins to grow again. That is the new year. It's new life. It represents a rebirth annually. So on the cusp of that is the death. So they understand the energy system, the cycle of basically energy, life, and death, and how it pertains to our life, and dare I say death. And that's why they take a picture in front of the clock representing the sky clock, and they understand what their number means. Although I will also again say, most of these people probably don't fully understand it. They just kind of understand it, and they think they're special boys. What's your bear name was? Actually, the way I came up with Witsit Gets It was making a bear name. Because you used to always say, this guy gets it. And I was like, Witsit Gets It. Witsit Gets It bear. But I'll just keep Witsit Gets It in the chat. You know, whatever. Japan had a 7.3 earthquake. I don't know. We'll be all right. Thank you for... We have so many tips over here on Rockfin. I don't know what to do. Oh my goodness. We have $5. Thank you, Sam, for the tip, brother man. I'm actually gonna shout these people out. Jamar, Big Pine, Psyop within a Psyop, Derek, Logan, Bob One, and Sam again. Perturbation, exactly. That's correct, brother. Shout out to the legend on Rockfin. Cool. I do have to kind of wrap this up here shortly because I have a lot going on. Nice, man. Shout out to the Big Bear. Yeah, I think Owen's hilarious. So anyway, maybe one day I'll try and link up with them, see if we can do some type of stream. But I would actually want us to talk about like something we disagree about. Which is really not that much, to be honest, but whatever. All right, cool. So thanks for kicking it. You know, it was a pretty short stream, almost like an hour. I meant to be doing the stream. I got a lot of stuff going. I will show you this, guys. If you can access the docket, I've actually filed an additional motion to dismiss for violation of the First Amendment as applied to me individually. And it's epic. It's super epic. I'm pretty sure I can show it to you guys. Actually, if someone can find it, I could just show it to you guys real fast because, like, if someone can publicly find my, you know, USA versus Witsit case against Yellowstone and the motion to dismiss I just filed, if someone can find it, which I think someone found it last time, so we should be good. I do think it would be pretty epic to show you guys. But yeah, it's crazy, bro. So cool, man. And you guys know the deal. I'll check donations in a little bit. I'll get to go back to Illuminati confirmed. Yeah, I would like what's so crazy, man, is I was just so everyone knows what was going on because everyone's talked so much. It's like they're like, Austin, you're just for money, and they said we got like an RV and all that stuff. I'm like, dude, I had a business, okay? I ran my own business. I worked for myself, worked when I wanted to. I was good. I could make as much money as I needed easily, like very quickly, because I owned the business. And it took me a while to build it, but I had the business. I sacrificed all that when kept paying the bills. Everything I had saved up and all these different investments I spent over the course of the year in the tour. Of course, the tour wouldn't have been possible without the flat earthers rallying around us. But I went broke to do it. And now it's like a different place. We're like making decisions about I'm living in a different place and what do I do? And then I'm still just spending like all my reserves. Which are gone. They're gone. Which I don't tell everyone all about this because I just know the creator's real and he takes care of me. You know, as long as I do what's right and I work hard. And so behind the scenes, I've been putting down all these hours working hard for really just nothing more than costing me money. And it's okay. I just know. Like I want other people to get to that point. I will admit that when I go look at my bank account and it like literally says like, you know, $15 or something crazy, you know, it's like, whoa. But it's all good. Like it always works out. But my point is that just so you guys know what's going on, I had to make the decision and I decided that I would even further step out in the faith and like fully devote myself to try and speak the truth and get it out there and whatever, you know. So that's kind of where we are. A bunch of people keep kind of asking me, alluding to these types of questions. So I figured I would just address. I don't know. Okay. I do see this Google Drive. I don't know if this is the same one, but if that's it, we can look at. That's the first one I did. Then the same one. Shut up. It's not good. Let's see. Yeah, that's the first one I did. Although I will say, like, the fact that one can be got is pretty good. Here, I'll just show you guys. Who cares? I'll show you guys some of it. Share screen. for the update on the First Amendment thing. I really do have to keep up with this and wrap this up. I always say that. You guys can't even really see it. Let's see if we can get it bigger. I would think you can see that pretty good. Okay, there you go. Motion is dismissed for violation of First Amendment. I'm going to come on down here. Okay. Check this out. Let's just read it. Defendant holds that the scriptures are words inspired by the Creator and has the right to freely exercise this belief, void of governmental restriction. In Ephesians 5:11, we're instructed to have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. Defendant thus holds an obligatory moral duty to go into the world, preaching the gospel, exposing the works of darkness. The Messiah, Yahusha, instructed us to do this very thing in Mark 16:15, stating, "Go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature." The government prohibited the right of defendant to freely exercise religion as follows. Section A, biblical cosmology. This is a federal government court case. That's correct. The subject of quote-unquote flat earth is entirely relevant, as the acting official, blah, 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 prior to the termination of issuance, was told the following statement. And I'm actually going to skip over that part just because I don't know. If not, I guess somebody could freeze it. The derogatory use of the stigmatized term flat earthers almost assuredly creates a bias against the speech, as most people are drastically misinformed of the subject. Accurately acknowledging the nature of creation and the antecedent relationship of that creation is a crucial component of spiritual understanding. If I have told you earthly things and you believe not, how shall you believe if I tell you of heavenly things? John 3:12. Defendant informs people as to the true nature of the earth, and that the scriptures accurately describe the earth as an immovable and fixed topographical plane contained within a firmament. This, of course, is consistent with majority of ancient cosmological interpretations, including the ancient Hebrew people. Further investigation proves the accuracy of this description, as it can be verified through successful practical use of various military technologies, physical measurements, scientific experimentation, and proper application of natural law. The government is the primary source of the belief the earth has been proven to be an oblate spheroid with a radius value of 3,959 miles, a geometric claim that dictates a specific terrestrial rate of convexity that can be tested and measured. Governmental agencies operating with one another to proactively censor individuals from presenting this information is an egregious violation of the First Amendment. Defendant has first-hand personable knowledge as to the falsification of this claimed radius value. Further verifying the scriptural description in Job 38:14, Scripture says, "The earth is changed like clay under the sill, and its features stand out like a garment." In addition, this lie is being taught to children as definitive fact. Thus, defendant has a spiritually guided moral obligation to defend the children deceitfully led astray into worldviews of nihilism. But who shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me? It were better for him that he had a millstone tied around his neck, and he were drowned in the depth of the sea. Matthew 18:6. The earth is stationary, with even dispersal of energy relative to the earth as the central point, thus geocentric, necessitating a creator by way of antecedent relationship. Defendant has a spiritual obligation to spread awareness of this truth, as the absence of this knowledge leads many astray into atheistic materialism, and this misrepresentation undermines the validity of the scriptural description of creation. The government relaying orders to be on the lookout for flat earthers while conspiring to implement censorship is blatantly violative of the First Amendment. And then it goes on. We got number of the beast, mark of the beast, masks, lockdown, temperature readings, AIDS, international national digital tracking system. So it's pretty epic. It's pretty epic. Super funny, man. Super funny. So that's what we're doing. And that is on the record, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, how dare you? How dare you? They had to get a taste of their own medicine. Leave me alone, bro. Leave me alone. Or get at me, bro. I don't know. And it is entirely relevant. They brought it up. It's super funny. I don't want to cover too much of it, I guess. Just let it be. If you can find it and you can read it, then bow. But the creator's clearly working. And I knew I had to do what I had to do. I had a moment to face it. And I thought about it, and I knew instantly what I had to do. So, make more videos, please. I'm going to. I'm just super busy, man. I'm getting married Friday, and I've been doing a million different things. I've been working on all these papers. Like, it's just a whole bunch of stuff. I don't want to get into too much details, but I've been having to work on a bunch of stuff, and then I had to Rushmore's dragging their feet, making me send stuff in. I just got it sent it there, and then I'm working on all kinds of stuff. I'm no doubt like a lawyer right now. But what's really funny, yo, the creator is like doing it. And because I'm not gonna lie, I do occasionally get tripped out about the money thing, because like I took a break, but I had some money put up and I moved, like I had different crypto things around and stuff like that, and I moved it around, and I just like I took the break because I felt like I needed the break, and we were doing all kinds of big decisions behind the scenes, so I kept myself floating for this whole time. And then I started getting to where I'm like tripping. I'm like, dude, I don't have time. I need to start doing streams and like activism, or going, and I need to go get it. Like I start a business or do something else. I can't, because I'm not making any money on here. You know, it's like the people that talk, I'm not making any money, man. They're like, oh, you do Rockfin? I'm like, yeah, I don't make any money, man. Though, like what I literally, to speak the truth, has literally made me go broke. But it doesn't matter. But I'm just saying, I'm not gonna lie and act like it never got to me at all. Like there were moments where I'm like, dude, kind of tripping, because I'm like, this is taking so long, and I'm reading so much, and I'm being really tactical with how I'm writing things. I'm setting them up with traps, like next level, and they're falling for the traps and all that. But it's just taking a lot of time, and I've never done any of it. So in the future, if I feel called to help people out or things happen like this, I'll have more experience. But it was just a lot. It was a lot. And it was like, I have all these bills, and I have all these things, and I have all these things popping up for wedding expenses. Even though we're keeping it super small, believe it or not, of course, it still turns into things that aren't super cheap. And it's just crazy. It's like crazy because I'm doing all that, and I have people hating on me so hard. I'm like, bro, do you not get it? Like, are you a truther, man? Like, do you not get it, bro? Like, I went broke to travel the United States. Whether you like it or how I did it or whatever it is, I went broke to do that, bro. And, like, I don't understand people, man. You seized the moment and knocked it out of the park. Biblical cosmology and number of the beast. You're a legend, sir. Congrats on marriage. Thanks so much, Mr. Anderson, for the super chat, and thank you for the kind words about the marriage. And yeah, that's gonna be super epic, man. I can't wait till everybody can read it. It's super epic. If someone can find out, I hope they read it. But and dude, I swear, bro, if if you want to contact me with some details, I know people that can tell us a route to go legally, like just affidavit wise. I know, seriously, bro. Like, just it's definitely worth doing it. And if it's in Florida, you're golden, my man. Like, dude, you might need to be here though. It would help that you're here. And if need be, dude, we could have a place. We have a place that you could crash, or we could figure something out. You deserve to make enough to not have to worry. Yeah, it's all good. Like I don't really worry that much, but you know, it is what it is. I just think I just have to address like, dude, there are some people that occasionally support me for sure, and I did take a 3-month break, so I understand that my Patreon like cut in half. You know, because I didn't do content for a while. My Patreon cut in half, and then I haven't been using Rockfin. Of course, not working. Then people complaining to me about the Rockfin, and then it's like, dude, you don't even know what you're talking about. I pay for it. Doesn't matter. I don't want to talk too much about it. It's all good. It's all good. But anyway, cool. I got my tooth fixed. Oh, you're a sellout. I had to do that with a credit card. Yeah. That's how times are out here. Much appreciated. Yeah, dudes, for real, just hit me up. Shout out to my boy Frank Logic, gonna marry us. I'm gonna try my best to make him super awkward and not help him at all. The trolls are gonna troll no matter what. Yeah, of course. Of course, man. But like for me, it's my goal. My eyes have been on like really handling this. Like we have new attorneys, and I'm gonna smoke them, bro. And I don't care if people are aggravated by how confident I am. Shut up, man. Like I'm smoking them. I'm setting them up, dude. I'm setting them up, and they're falling the trash. It's ridiculous. If anyone has access to that docket, you go read my motion to dismiss for facial invalidity, then go read the government's response, and you tell me who won. He didn't even acknowledge my arguments. He couldn't rebut them. He tried to find a way to handwave dismiss the whole thing with some vague nonsense without even acknowledging it. And then my follow-up smoked him, and he thought I was scared to do an as-applied challenge, and I was setting him up. In his response, this is the U.S. attorney, the federal government, okay? The federal government, the United States, all working together, and Yellowstone communicating with Rushmore and all working together on what should the charge be, amend the church, how should we get him, what did he say, what can we do, it's insane. And I'm just over here by myself. the judge thought I had a defense counsel, right? Like, oh, no, I don't have a defense. It took that much. That's why you're going to have to pay me. It took that long for me to do it. It took a ton of time for me to do it. I don't have a whole defense counsel. No, I don't have like pro bono constitutional lawyers. No, I wrote that. I wrote the follow-up. I'm going to write all of it. You owe me for my time. And so, like, that's how I feel. Like, I'm coming at it, and I don't even want the money. I want them to have to go through the details of what happened, the details of what I was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because once you prove that, it doesn't matter. But anyway, I've been keeping my eye on that, and I've been trying to dude, Chris and I went on the road, dude, and stepped out in faith. And now I am in a beautiful place in Florida. I'm marrying, like, not to sound corny or something, but like legit, like the girl of my dreams. We click on way too deep of a level. It's insane. Like, immediately we have like very real conversations about what it means to be scripturally married, what it means to make that decision, to fully understand it. Like, all we do is talk about like truth and like productive decisions of sustainability and how to wake other people up and help them become sustainable. And if we can really do something to glitch down and get a lot of money, like building like networks, like, anyway, I'm very blessed. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. I'm just giving some people like some context. Like the creator showed me the story of Joseph. And so I interpret that to mean he has some big plans, and I have to make sure that I stay on point and do it and like do my part. He wants to use me for something. And so, like, I'm not complaining, but I will say to other people, I don't want you guys to think like, oh, Austin makes it look so easy. I'm being honest with you guys. Sometimes it doesn't sometimes it sucks. Sometimes it's like, dang, bro, like, it's crazy. It's crazy, especially when you're like constantly trying to help other people out, and then you're paying for all kinds of like just the apps and stuff that I pay to make the content and stuff is like ridiculous. And then, all this to say, what I'm trying to say to you guys is don't let money get to you, because I have proven, if anything, if you truly trust the creator and you want to do what's right and you really want to like let him use you, he's going to take care of that part. He's going to take care of that part. But a lot of times he's going to make you sweat, and he's going to put you over there where you're like, because that's when he's really testing. He wants to see how much faith you have, right? He really wants to, he's like, okay, well, you have 37 cents in your bank account now, Austin. So what you got now? And he wants you to have faith in him, man, so he can show out. So there's that. Awesome. I'm so glad for you, Kai. Will be a beautiful ride. Thank you, man. Thank you, Little Dancing Baron. You are not a man. Yeah, it should be cool. And okay, so I'm going to wrap this up. I have to go. But I love you guys. Just so you know, we are hanging out on the spring equinox, vernal equinox. That's the 20th. That's Sunday. That's this coming Sunday. If you can't make it, no big deal. Don't make a big deal out of it. If you can't come down and hang out, it should be fun. We'll hang out on the beach. We'll have some fun. If we want to walk around and talk to some people or set something up to talk to people on the beach or whatever, it's cool. You can have a drink. You can have some food. We're just going to hang out. The idea is just to hang out during the rebirth of the year, celebrate the new life that we're about to embark on. If you want to come support. And it's not really like we're just hanging out. It's just a hangout. It should be pretty. And I think it should be cool. And that will be at, I already don't remember where it's at, so I don't mind. Also, I want to show you guys this though real fast. Share. This is not any gravy or anything. This is just about the stream. Like the stream glitches a lot, and I don't know about this one, but it just glitches out. I want you guys to see the internet speed. So, let's see if it changed now. Sorry. Look at that. Did you guys see what the speed was before? Every time ever it's been around 20, and now it's less. Look at that. Look at my upload now. Anyone want to tell me what's going on? Oh, does my actual internet speed go down when I go live? It was 10 upload and 120 download. What's up with that? Dude, so just so you guys know, like, if you've made it to this channel, you got to where they really didn't want you to be. They attack my stream a lot, dude, and there's nothing I can do about it. I put Ethernet cables in, doesn't matter. When I press the live button, everything changes, bro. Everything. I think upload speed matters more for stream. Right, but 10 is pretty good. Like, 10 isn't that bad. Like, is it the best ever? 10 upload is pretty good, though. Dude, just drops. The floor drops out every time I press the button live. My whole freaking computer glitches out, dude. close everything down because I do have like 40 Supreme Court cases and half-written documents everywhere. Before I do the stream, I'm like, let's get it clear. Dude, they attack the streams. They attack streams. I know this for a fact now because I did everything under the sun. I went and got a 100-foot Ethernet cable, a 50-foot Ethernet cable, ran the Ethernet cables, went and had to buy the adapter because Matt Super Extra had to buy an adapter to get the Ethernet cable. Dude, my internet's booming. I press live, it's gone. It's gone. And audio and video starts glitching out. And of course, you're not going to get notifications. You're going to be removed from being subscribed, and it's just the world we live in. When you rep yourself, do you still use the word? Do you still write in third person, or should you use I instead of defendant? Just asking in case it matters. I think in general, yeah, actually, you should establish. You should actually establish a challenge against personal jurisdiction and stuff like that. I am playing their game. I want to make them change the law. So I'm absorbing my position in the trial. You see what I'm saying? But typically, no, I would not suggest it. And I do want to cover a lot of this in detail. I've got to focus on getting this done. Once we get married and get it out of the way and our families are here and gone, I can really start to focus on activism and streams and then try to help you guys out with a bunch of stuff. But in general, no, I don't necessarily think that you should say defend it. For this purpose, I've tactically chosen to do so. Yes. I want them to keep fighting me so I can get more on the record. It's hilarious to me. It's hilarious to me, bro. They can't refute anything I'm saying, so I don't know what to say. Cascadian Prince, thank you for the $20 super chat. Blessing to you and your wife. Just found out my girl is with child. I'm feeling blessed. Hey, praise God, bro. Have children. Hope children are around the corner for you and yours. Cheers from the foothills of the Cascades. Much love. And that is definitely the plan, of course. 100%. All right, thank you guys for hanging out, man. I know I keep saying I have to go. I literally do have to go. I had something I have to do at 8 o'clock. Let me read this. Thank you, Rockfin, for the keep on getting it. Thank you, buddy, for the support. The $5 tip on Rockfin. Sam, thank you for the other $5 tip on Rockfin. Much love, brother. Got you, bro. Expensive out there. Much love. Thank you very much. Looking for the $5 tip on Rockfin. Thank you guys. You guys are legends. This will not be a Rockfin exclusive or anything. I'll probably end up doing a whole show exclusive. If you guys, if you like to watch the stream, why would you not want me to be able to make the stream? You know, like I do have a weird situation, and I know some people are like, "Oh, I have to work," and also, dude, I'm working around the clock, and it's costing me money. So I don't know what you're talking about. Like, yo, and normally I don't even like to talk about it, but I just I've been getting hit up like, just don't talk about it to me if you don't understand it. You feel what I'm saying? Cuz, homie. All right, but anyway, I love you guys. Sing and speak truth unequivocally. The weak find contentment in the consensus of ignorance. Just as a really quick recap of the stream, the idea of rebirth, it's the time that there is rebirth every single year. It's the vernal equinox, spring equinox. Enoch tells you that they go through that the sun goes through different layers, 6 of them. Well, it's because it's like talking about the different portals of the year, the time frame, and there's an equal day and night equilibrium side. So the perfect representation of the yin yang that you see right there, right? Because it's the perfect equilibrium established on the earth. Happens twice a year. At spring equinox, it's the new year, so the flowers start growing, the birds start coming around, etc. Everything comes back to life and comes back out, and everyone's known this forever. That's why it's called skull and bones, representing death, because the death happened right before this, and this being, again, the vernal equinox, which is 322, their number, because that's the final day it can happen every year. Super gravy if you understand it. That's why I take pictures in front of clocks, because the sky clock, they understand that there's power and energy within it. And they're like, that's why it's such a secret that I can't even say it, because they don't want you to know it, because they're actually super weak and would just get slapped around by someone really repping truth and having integrity and honesty and understanding what they understand. That's why they have to keep it a secret. So keep your head up. Truth is, you have way more power than they ever would. But yeah, much love, dude. If you guys want to come hang out, that would be cool. I'll try to do a stream tomorrow. Also, I have a lot of stuff going on tomorrow. But I will try to do an earlier stream and chat up with you guys. And then, of course, Friday we're getting married. Saturday we're hanging out with the family. Sunday will be the meetup around 3 in Florida, Fort Myers Beach. And I forgot the place. Let me find it for you. Sabal Palm in Fort Myers Beach. And just come hang out, man. Or don't. I think we're gonna set up more flat Earth meetups. Like I've talked to some other people, and I saw Brian State was saying he might do one. So we're gonna start really jumping out there and getting around. And we're mobbing around the whole United States. Again, that's right. That's what we're doing. until we start popping out babies. I'm mobbing around the United States. I'm speaking the truth. We're going to get the whole outside of the RV done. If anyone wants to start a convoy, we're going. You know, and we're going to come up with more creative ways. No confrontation, no arguments, more professional, set up, controlled, more of a comedic. We got lots of plans. It should be cool. And I have a lot of invites to really big shows. But I've told them all, like, look, just let me get past this wedding and this court case, all this stuff I got crammed in right here. And then we're on and go. And I'm going to do my version of the little Dave thing, you know, if you know what I'm saying. I think it's, yeah, I can't even, oh, here it is. Okay, so this is the place. Again, so Sabal Palm. It's pretty cool, man. I'll see if I can get some. So, yeah, we'll just hang out here. We can hang out on the beach. We can hang out here. We can just all chill. It's right on the beach. You can walk up and down. There's plenty of stuff to do. So, cool stuff, man. Sabal Palm. We just looked like a pretty cool, nice little hangout on the beach. And that's how the cookie crumbles, ladies and gentlemen. And if you need the, I'll try and make a little post, a short video to remind people of the address and everything. But there it is. Okay, cool. Yeah. So thank you guys. Much love. Any donations that I missed, I don't have time to read them off, but I will read them off in the next stream. I promise. I love you guys. Make sure I didn't miss something on here. Yeah. So. Seeking speak truth unequivocally, the weak find contentment in the consensus of ignorance. Just try and hopefully this gave you a little bit of perspective as to what I'm talking about, and try to really just appreciate this time of year, man. Just talk to the creator, like, bro, man, like what you made is really impressive. Like, thank you, man. I really appreciate being here. Like, I'm just growing and understanding, and the more I understand, the more grateful I am and in awe I am, and like really mean it. Don't say it because I said it. If you can actually mean these things, understand the importance of meaning these things, and you're coming to that point where, you know, I think that you really start to grow. And that's kind of my opinion, and that's just my take. Actually, I want to show you this one more time too. Last thing. I actually do have to get out of here. Wait for it. I think this is super funny.
Are you excited to get married? I'm excited. Hi, babe. Are you excited to get married? I'm excited.
She couldn't even get out her point. Super funny. All right. Thank you guys for kicking it, man. Much love for all the love and support in advance. I'll try to catch up with you guys tomorrow. Let me get the song ready. So until next time, man, just keep your head up, keep speaking truth. I don't have time to talk about all the political nonsense. I mean, the fairy tales that are the modern world right now. It is what it is, bro. Let it go, bro. Grow some food, make some babies. You guys know the deal. If you guys want to get behind the tour, though, epic tour coming, super epic tour. Kai and I are going to set it up. It's going to be super cool. So thank you guys for kicking it, and I'll catch up with you later. Peace.
Nobody that I know of in my field uses the so-called scientific method. In our field, it's by the seat of your pants. It's leaps of logic. It's guesswork.
You don't see the curvature of the earth. That stuff is flat.
Glowbusters taking over. Bye moon man and rover. Not so mediocre. Sorry, but your ball is dead. But your ball is. Glowbusters taking over. Gotta ride this roller coaster. But the truth is getting closer. Sorry, but your ball is dead. But your ball is. Get the shovel for the space hubble. Piecing up the puzzle. Need a burst your bubble. Evil gonna crumble, yeah? Sit down and be humble. Got the ball, you better fumble. You'll get mad cause at this fight about your uncle.
And then they call me the liar. I mean, it's absolutely unbelievable the pathetic techniques that they have to use to prove their heliocentric model.
Bob shut the president, Jaren got the evidence. It was slaying Jesuits and Zach Sharkham is evident. That the earth electric and its resonant resident is heavens, and I hope to settle in like some sediment. If we so wrong, why they lying to discredit it? That's not too intelligent. That's a guy, not an in court, but we ain't really in the settlement. It's time to awaken from the pseudoscience sedatives.
Blockbusters take